Oh, was it like right there? Oh,
Hoi
hoi! It's Straw.
He's Parker.
And together we are the Battlehammer.
Eventually. My God, why is technology such an utter whore to use?
Because if it wasn't, I mean, this is a labour-saving device. We're living in the future, right?
Really? It's a bag of shite that it needs to be simpler for a simpleton like me to be able to use.
If it was that simple, there'd just be an on button. It would just be go.
Just so much easier, wouldn't it? So much fucking easier. Hello. So who we got watching us? We've got 5 people watching us now. That's nice of them to join us. Chris Novell, hello. Chris, Jakey Boy Wookingy, ahoy hoy. You and your fucking technology, mate, we're going to fall out. And Grant Meredith, ahoy hoy, Gravy Boy.
Ahoy hoy to all.
Fucking hell. Everything was fine and then everything disappeared off the computer. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Anywho. How are you all? Are you all well? Actually, don't answer that one. I don't care. Parker, how are you?
I'm all right.
Parker,
yeah,
I am. Back in the fucking screen properly. You've cut that great bald bit off.
My 5 head.
Yeah.
That's getting bigger by the day.
Move your fucking Teflon.
But then it will fall over. Is that better?
No, not really. Hold on, let's see if I can just move you slightly. No, I can move you, but not. Nah, I'm not going to touch any fucking thing. I'm just leaving it there. Either move your camera or squat down. Fuck my life. Okay, boys and girls. Oh, hello. We've got a load of people, all right? Steve B, hello. Oh, Parker, hello. Gaz, hello. Chris, yeah. Wayne Wilson, yes. No bollocks this time. Sorry, I put them away. Salutations, fine gentlemen of the Battlehammer. Hello. What do you mean there'll always be bollocks with these two? Yeah, your fucking face if you're not careful, Mitchell. Right. Now the technical issues have been fucking dealt with.
Yes, indeed.
Bag of fucking shite. Fucking shite. Right. So, let's chat shit, shall we?
Well, yeah.
So,
well, we've had the last week. If we're talking about gaming and stuff, we can't really not talk about it.
I thought today's topic was unwanted pregnancies.
I mean, we can talk about that if you want, but I don't feel that we would have any appropriate or reasonable opinions.
That's very, very true. Afternoon, Loxana. Right then, Parker. So, as we know, it's been a Games Workshop week of reveals.
Yeah, Warhammer Fest 2021.
Yeah, what a load. Well, come on, Parker, get your bit of paper. Afternoon, Mark. Let's go through it and give our hordes of viewers our thoughts on it.
Okay, so we had day 1. We had the biggest reveal, physically large, was your penis. Yeah, it was Kragnos, the big centaur dude with the horns and the shield and the big mace thing.
Oh, isn't he God of Destruction or something?
God of Destruction.
I should not be a bit. Don't you fucking go bit quiet. Don't you dare say that. Bloody quiet. I've got me mic. You can. No, I've got it. I've got me bar going all the way along the bottom of the screen. It's all good. He needs to turn his computer up. Turn the volume up. Simple as that. If you can't hear me, turn the volume up.
You've got Nog. Ahoy to Nog.
Who's Nog?
Nog, you know, Quark's nephew.
Oh,
Nog.
From Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. A genuine war hero, Nog is.
Genuine war hero.
One of the best character growth storylines in all of Star Trek. In fact, in all of science fiction TV. Like, started off as a Weasley little kid and then ended up, joining the Federation and kind of becoming a war hero, PTSD, losing I think it was a great character.
What I liked about it is I can see how you've based your life choices on him, but you're still stuck at that Weasley point.
Yeah, day one. Hello, I'm a scrote. The end.
Anyway, back to the big giant thingy.
Yeah, the actor who played him died a little while ago, but I don't know about the character.
Shame.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Kragnos, the great big centaur beastie.
Yes,
Hey,
right.
Cool. There are one thing I really liked, which is kind of a superfluous detail, but he's standing on this big rock, and beneath his hoof, there's a massive crack down the rock, kind of to symbolise his destruction.
It's not
I really
like
like
your mother, is it?
Oh, how very dare you!
I tip mighty crack. Hey. Yeah, just.
It looks all right. The paint job was nice. The orange brown of the fur and the skin against the kind of turquoisey blue of the armour was cool contrast.
Yeah.
He's fat, ugly, and not in a ugly. It's like ugly in a fugly, bad sculpt way.
Yeah. So, okay. So yeah, obviously, people are going to want to get it, and it's another ridiculously big model. But for once, it's not perched on like one hair from its tail or anything, is it? It's proper. It's proper on it. Yeah.
You know what else was proper on there as part of day one? Segue was Luca Vi, Mother of Nightmares, was the vampire thing.
Okay, yeah. My thoughts on that model. I like the idea of it, but the fact that the wings have kind of little arms and she's got arms, it just kind of looks a bit weird.
It does look a bit weird, but I think it's supposed to be creepy, and I don't know the physicality of how it flies or anything, but it's supposed to be creepy and stuff. And it is creepy. It looks cool.
I mean, if she just had wings, then fine, fold them in and everything, but it's because they're like little arms on the wings, it just seems a bit weird to me. But, nice model.
Yeah. And we saw a bunch of other stuff for the, what are they called? The Soul Blight, something, vampires. New undead.
I get so fucked off with all the new names they come up with. This, it's a pissing vampire. Sod off.
Yeah. They do look really cool, though. I really like the direction they're taking the undead in this, with Cursed City and everything else.
I love the big model of what's his name from Cursed City, his beast version.
Oh yeah. And he's all hench.
And you got one of these little vampires. Yeah, that's a nicer
Dripping
model.
the blood on his hand. And he's got some lovely detail on the shoulder as well, where the armour's kind of inflated, whatever. We both read that at the same time.
Yeah, it doesn't look creepy. It just looks like my 5-year-old niece has kit-bashed something. Oh, behave yourselves.
Yeah, I can see it, because it does. It definitely looks like a cool, creepy, undead, dragony thing with a vampire stuck on top.
Yeah.
I like it. Sup, B-Right? But I do really, just generally, I really like the way that undead faction, Soulblight, whatever they're called, are going. I like Cursed City, the skeletons and that are just...
I just want hordes of them zombies. I just love them.
Yeah.
I love those models. But yeah, I'd want the big wolf chappy. I'd like him just for Cursed City. But yeah, and the dire wolves are better than the originals.
Yeah, definitely.
They were.
So do you know, when you were saying about Cursed City, do you know if there are going to be rules for the beast version of him?
Do I look like I'm in the fucking know?
I'm just asking.
I don't know shit.
Okay. Well, that was day one. That was day one of Warhammer Fest. Was
Undead,
Age of Sigmar stuff.
Undead and a big monster.
All right. Day two, they were talking about 40k.
Oh, here we fucking go.
And it was Sisters of Battle, or whatever they call them now, Adeptus Sororitas or whatever.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. The Paragon war suits
Fuck off.
with the baby carriers on the front.
I'm not being funny. They've got the big weapons and everything, and you've got her skinny little arms poking out, controlling the weapons. As an opponent against that, what are you going to do? First thing you can do is shoot off those two little arms so she can't control the big guns. That is a design flaw if I ever saw one.
I agree.
Little arms, they're controlling all the big weapons. Hell's teeth, you got a power sword. Fuck you cut my arm off. I can't use that weapon. I can't use any of the weapons now. I'm pointless.
The practicality. Nundam suits. I like that. Nundam suits. That's good. From practicality, I agree that yes, it's completely nonsense, but they look cool, right?
I'd have preferred it if the arms were like connected underneath to the other arms, not just little spindly arms out here. That just does not. The rest of the model really nice, but no. Did not work.
They look better than the Dread Knight, which is the other version of that from Grey Knights.
Yeah, where his arms are, they were matched. That was better. I do like the girls with the shields though.
The Celestian Sacrostants or something. Yeah, the Mason shield.
We say nuns with shields.
Nuns with shields. They look really cool.
Yeah.
I like the little detail when you're looking at the pictures. You can see that they've got pistols in their shield hands. So they do have a little range, But yeah, they look wicked with their flanged maces for bopping.
Good word, flanged.
Well, it's accurate, I believe. They look wicked. I can see a big force of them stomping up the field. Shots going off there. Because they're not just shields, they're going to be force whatever. So, lasers are going to be pinging off. And
they're basically the nuns' version of the Blade Guard relic thingy chappy boats, aren't they?
Yeah.
Space with shields. Yeah.
They were the coolest things of the... You also saw Astrid Thurgia, who's a chick with a big...
bannery thing.
And the Castigator Predator tank, which looked fine.
Fugly.
It was there, I don't really care.
Fugly. Didn't like it.
Just meh.
So
it's a shame
at the moment I'm doing really well out of this because there's nothing I want.
Not even the nuns with shields.
No, I've the only Sisters of Battle I've got now are my old metal ones, which I will use for Stargrave. I was never going to use them in 40k.
Did Jane sell the others? Did she?
Yeah. I'll tell you, it's not nailed down in this house. It gets sold. She's terrible at the moment. Keeps her busy though. Keeps her out of my face. So that was the Monday. No, that's the Tuesday. Was there anything else on the Tuesday?
That was day 2. No, that was it.
Just that.
Well, that's all I've made notes on. There might have been other stuff, but that's what I made notes on. Day 3 was Black Library, or more importantly, Gaunt's Ghost Minis.
Yeah, nice. And
they need another 5 or so of them, or ideally a whole army of them. That's the problem.
There's not a whole army of Gaunt's ghosts, though. That was the whole point.
Well, they need the rest of them then, don't they?
Just get another box of bloody blokies. They look better than the old models, but
Oh yeah, there was the Orc Doctor that was on the Sunday. Was the Orc Painboy? He looked kind of cool.
We'll get to the Orcs when we get to the Orcs.
There were loads of books as well on the Black Library stuff, but
I can't be arsed. I ain't got the time.
Yeah, and because there's so many now. Like I was looking at I think they've got the next part of the Siege of Terror. I might end up reading the Siege of Terror, but I read like the first, 10, 15 books of Horus Heresy, and it just kept going, and I was like, fuck's sake.
I had a load of them. Couldn't really get into them. Oh, Jane, Wayne Wilkinson said Parker's got to be careful when he next visits, or else you might sell him off. And Gaz has said he'll give you $3.50, not a penny more.
What,
for Parker?
I'll take it.
I don't think he's worth. He means £3. £3
No,
fee?
no.
He's not worth that
No.
bloody much.
£3,050,000, right?
Well, that's us, Rich, and Parker as Parker being sold. Yeah, you would have it. You would love the Heresy books.
No, the Heresy books are great, but there's just so many of them. It's just like I can't be bothered to keep up with them all. And and the more of the
afternoon, Mr. Ridgeon, we got there eventually. A bit of a technical issue.
Yeah, and I think there's so much of it, and a lot of it. Once you've read 10 or 15 books, it's like, oh, cool, Space Marines shooting people. Oh, yeah, Space Marines shooting people. Oh, you know what? There's a bit in here, Space Marines shooting people. Oh, cool.
But even in the stories, you know, the Space Marines are like uber fucking hard, uber cool. And yet you get them on the table and they're pig shit.
Yes. I was thinking 60 books for Horus Heresy. Jesus. I was thinking about this about Marvel, brief tangent. I've been seeing some talk about Marvel Crisis Protocol, like this superhero isn't as good and this superhero is better than they should be, or against this thing. And it's like, it is a game though. You have to make these things playable. If in reality, if you only had 10 models, 10 Space Marines against my opponent's 1,000 men, then it's not a great game design, is it?
Depends how fucking whether they've done them right or not, doesn't it? If they're proper tough hard Space Marines, why not?
I suppose that's why a game like Blackstone Fortress or Space Hulk works, because you've got those 5 dudes and they are uber, and then they're queuing against. That's become your favourite emoji recently, hasn't it?
Yeah. Oh look, Straw being negative again. Oh look, Ian Mitchell being a dick again. Just saying, baby.
Baby.
So
that was,
keep going.
So that was day 3. So we've got day 4, which is the Thursday. And then we've got Elathane's Soul Raid, which is the what are they called? The fish elves in Diachasm. Under the sea.
Under the sea. I like the crowd. Oh no! We've got some dirty ginger just arrived to annoy us. It's only the one and only, the Battlehammer's resident artist. It's only Jace McFadden from all the way in New Zealand. Hello, Jace, you big dirty ginger bastard.
Not Old Zealand, New Zealand.
Yeah, well. Sebastian.
Do you know what old...
Under the sea. Yeah.
And the little fish you can paint as flounder. Like, you got it. Got going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about fish elves. I really don't. I'm like,
Yeah, the elves. I didn't even look at it. It was like, yeah, blah, blah. Oh, wicked crab, dude. That's cool.
Yeah.
And there was also the Aeronautica Imperialis stuff. You had the Thunderhawk and the Eldar. They were there. They look cool for what they are. Like, it doesn't woo, but they look nice.
The game was alright,
cool.
but I can't see us going back and playing it.
You booze one hound.
Yeah, but what a hound it was. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That got double-ended.
However, the most important reveal of the day, the bestest thing, was the House of Shadow.
Oh, what?
Oh, House of Shadow from the Delac. Got the new Delac book with Delac miniatures. Yeah!
And a little
finally.
Snake.
But the squid, the cyber squid with a brain, that looked cool.
Yeah. And the snake thing, just come on.
The snake looks blah,
It
but
looked very
you know.
blah. But the other couple of models, yeah, they did look really nice.
The Psygeists, I think they were called.
Yeah,
that was they were. I can't remember what the Nutgasts.
That's it, Nutgasters. Yeah, something like. Why can't they just have? Why do Games Workshop have this incessant need to keep coming up with stupid bloody words that no one can pronounce?
Because of copyright.
Yeah, well, no one's going to want to copyright because no one can fucking say it.
Because elves are just elves, and they're like Creative Commons or whatever you call it. Yeah, anyone can have elves, but elves.
Elf. Yeah, elf.
I can have a fun experience. Yeah. I'm really interested to see the book. I mean, the models look great. I like the spooky stuff with the claws and the squid monster and everything. But I'm just really interested in the book to see, because the whole idea of the Dalek is no one really knows about them, but they have to put that stuff in a book. So that's going to be,
Yeah. Yeah, because of course you got the new Necromunda coming out. Well, Necromunda coming out again, haven't you, with Dalek and Escher?
Yeah. I was looking at that and like, oh, should we get it? And then I realised we've got it all. Like, there's literally no new things in that box. It's just the rules again, more terrain.
A couple of scenery bits would be okay, just to add on to what we've got. But other than that, I mean, man.
The important thing is it's got it hasn't got Goliath in it, which is good. It's got Dalek in it, which is also good.
Yeah, but they haven't. There's no special characters in it, have they, either? You know, it's all just the bog standard 2 sets. Whereas these days, every set they kind of bring out has like a special kind of couple of models in, don't they?
Funnily enough, get into that.
Whoop, whoop, whoop!
So, fucking a segue. So the lastest thing on day 5, we'll go to the lastest thing because it's the, on day 5.
Winky!
So the lastest thing on day 5 was a new 40k box, like a dual 2-player starter box, which from the trailer appears to have Tzeentch versus Grey Knights. So clearly what they're going to do is be typical GW and have all of the old Tzeentch models, all the old Grey Knight models, and then have one character for each side as a new model.
Yeah,
so you have to buy the box.
It's going to be, what's his name, isn't it? From the Grey Knights.
No, the guy who got lost in the warp or whatever.
Was it Drago? Is it Drago?
I don't know.
I don't know. Stick went on about him all the time. He went on about it so much I just went, oh, I'm going to throw my Grey Knights in the bin. I've never played them. Shut up.
Fair.
But to Tzeentch, go away.
Well, but they did have a cool thing also on day 5, which was the Beast Snagger Orcs, the box set for them. They look wicked cool. I like them a lot.
And what they could have done is, if they'd have mixed the parts up right with that, you could have used them as Savage Orcs in Age of Sigmar as well.
That would have been a thing, yeah.
And it wouldn't have taken them much to do that. I'm just saying, you know, I like the fact that you got the squigs with the armoured heads, because they headbutt things. Yeah. That's quite funny. I mean, I do love the Grot Catcher, you know, the one with the he looks just unreal. Love the hair and the beard.
The hair, and you can see the little, like, the staples, you know, where he stapled his hair on. That's so, like, little details like that are just fantastic.
Yeah, I think they would have been way better as bone splitters. Yeah. But other than that, I'm like, nah.
They do look cool though.
Like, yeah. But,
well, I wish they'd gone the way of back in the beyond in the before times, like when it was Here We Go and the freebooters.
Here we go.
It wasn't the squigs weren't just red blobs, they were like everything. Like you had hair squigs, so you had a little squig monster and it bit into your head and then you had hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, they should have kept with that. That was a great thing.
That was so much fun. Who's doing what? Phone smithying? Oh, bless him.
I like that. That's a great way of putting it.
Foam smithying. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's Jaeger cosplay as well. Nice. So the squig hogs, we had the Smasher Squig Knob, which was the dude with the metal plate on his forehead, which I like.
Isn't one of them like there's a squig with a snotling riding it, and I like how he's pulling his eyes back so it can see where it's going, and it's on a wheel.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome. But nah, I just Nah. Yeah, orcs should be random. They were so much fun back in the day. But
I remember having the shock attack gun, and you'd have to roll to see where the things appeared, and if you were wearing Terminator armor, they could appear in the armor. So good. So good.
Yeah, it's just random fun, but I don't know. Just weird. There's been absolutely nothing from the big reveals that I want.
Not even the Cadian upgrades, Rude.
Oh,
the Imperial
sod off! That should have been released when the Cadians were first released. Come on,
yeah.
What's wrong with these people?
The annoying thing is, it's kind of a cool thing, like all the different heads and everything, and adding a bit more diversity to the Imperial Guard. But it is something that should have been around, I don't know, 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like
when those plastic Cadians first came out.
Yeah, or even a couple of years later, like, fine, you want to do these things, but it's like, yeah. And then we've got something coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. UK time.
My Winky!
I mean, maybe.
It might well be.
Might well be, you never know. That would be weird, wouldn't it?
With the look the wife just gave me, probably not.
No, maybe she's not telling you something. Maybe the people from Nottingham came down, did a 3D scan of your genitals while you were asleep. No?
Grant's just saying, what do you reckon the day's big reveal is going to be? It's probably Sigmar 3rd edition, isn't it? Must be.
Maybe.
Shut up.
I don't know. I hope it's going to be old world, and I hope it's going to be like 10, 15 mil. But I think I'm completely wrong, and it's not going to be anything like that.
Yeah. Again, that weird centaur bat thing. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if it is the old world, I mean, am I going to be buying another game? No. I want to say no, but it's old world, isn't it?
I mean, it depends how they release it. I mean, it might be worth getting depending on how good or bad.
Oh, no one cares about Horus Heresy plastic releases.
They're never going to do that. Not when they're raking in the money from Forge World.
Yeah. You just sod off with your bloody Smurfs. Go on.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, Sigmar 3rd edition, or say 3rd edition, like it's, but...
Well, technically it would be.
Yeah, but it's 0.3 rather than it being 3rd edition. It's the same game with a couple of tweaks.
They've obviously done something right with it if they haven't got to do anything with it. No, probably not worth putting your magnifying glass away just yet.
But then there's a lot of books to still be re-released for 2nd, right? There's only been one Maggotkin book.
Yeah, we've only had one of the... Chris, you've got a very negative attitude towards everything. Sort your bloody self out. The only one that's meant to be that negative is me. Right, me. Don't be fucking trying to steal my thunder, bitch.
Yeah, it may well be crap animations. Lord Craig we've seen already, haven't we? I mean, he looks pretty amazeballs.
Pretty bloody stupid, if you ask me. It's a frog.
Yeah, but he's an undead frog with magic powers.
It's a beautiful model, but yeah.
It's amazing what they can do. Like, without kind of going on too much of a tangent, the things they can do with the computer assisted design and the new plastic molding and all this kind of stuff. But the amount they can fit on a sprue now, like it used to be, you get a sprue and then you'd have like a bit, and now you've got like all lined up.
Bring back Mordheim, but with 4 to 6 players on one table.
Yeah, I'd play that. I'd play the fuck out of that.
That would be good. That would be very good, in fact.
I mean, I don't know about letting it die, but yeah, I don't think we need a 3rd edition of Sigmar just yet.
I hate to say this, but it's actually not a bad game. I mean, yeah, they
killed
the old world,
need a
blah, blah,
edition
blah,
now.
but it's alright. you just roll a lot of dice. I find it a lot less stressful playing that than I do playing 40k. A lot less stressful. Someone said, "Oh, you play 40k? Ooh, I'd rather pluck my eyeballs out." Game of Sigmar. Okay. Bit weird that, because I was never a Sigmar fan or a Sigmar player. But it was an excuse to go down the shop and play in the tournament, so good thing.
Yeah.
You know, I enjoyed it. Was that all? Was that all the reveals? Was it?
So far, yeah.
So
we're just
excited
wondering
about the Delac. I'm excited about absolutely none of it. So that's a 50% win for GW.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is though, like, I think a lot of it looks cool, and of course, if you had either like infinite money or you're aligned to a particular game or a particular set of models, then yeah. But there's so much there that like it covers a really broad spectrum of fans. Like some people want the Idoneth Deepkin for Underworlds for whatever reason.
Nah.
I'm genuinely surprised in a way that they're kind of gone back into Aeronautica Imperialis. I kind of figured they just... I mean, there hasn't been anything out for that in, what, a year, 2 years?
Well, no,
it was like a long time.
There was the first set, wasn't there? Then there was the second set that was the Tau and... something. See, I really don't bloody care. I'm like, oh, it was Tau and... Oh, it was Tau and Imperial Guard, wasn't it? You know, but... Nah. And now it's Eldar and more Imperial Guard. Nah.
Can't satisfy everyone. That's true. I don't have long enough fingers.
That's a lot of pies. So, before we start talking about Symbaroum and how much trouble you guys are in tomorrow, what? Any questions up on the old thing, Perky?
Yes, I'm going to have to go back into the previous thing.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Imperials with Marines, biggest selling faction. Yeah, no one really cares. They look crap. 40k, librarians, so much rule strap. The fun's gone. Yes. Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
What? Who? How? When?
The new Aeronautica Imperialis. I think the models look great. You know, to see those larger scale models that we used to seeing, but little, is I like the little plastic thunder ship, the little Eldar ones.
Yeah,
they look great.
Everyone's looking at a little plastic Thunderhawk and going, "Why don't you make it bigger so we can use it properly?"
Yeah, that's true. They look great. I just don't, you know.
Yeah, it was an okay game. I enjoyed it, but yeah, it's just. I
think when they're... So this is the thing actually I was thinking about the other day before we get on to the questions, was the like breadth versus depth in wargaming. Like you might play one game, but you play that game and you've got one army, but you know it inside and out, you know all the fluff, you know every rule without looking at a book, you know, and you practice and you get good at those tactics and everything. Or there's that breadth where like, oh, I play this a bit and I play that a bit. Oh, I've got a little unit of dudes for that one game, especially modern times. We've got games like Stargrave and what, I don't know what you're laughing at. How very dare you? How very dare you?
Why does it all look so good and amazing? That's because I am naturally. Thank you very much for noticing. Why does Pug look like Vicious Gob in a cave? Probably the quality of the cave.
I mean, that's rude. Accurate, but rude. How very dare you?
I saw a question up there from Grant. What are you thinking of the latest Dystopian Wars releases?
Oh, lovely stuff. I mean, the models are they're just wicked, aren't they?
What releases?
Detailing. What specifically? I mean, I don't know, but generally the stuff we've seen. like the Empire, which you can see in one of our other videos. They look cool.
Did you did one for the Japanese fleet, didn't you?
Chinese, but yeah.
Chinese, Japanese, yeah. Of course, there's the new Russian one about to come out,
Mm-hmm.
which is awesomely sexy.
Which I'm hoping means we're going to get the support sprue for the Enlightened as well.
No,
because you get
no.
It seems like they're bringing out a frontline sprue and a support sprue. So the frontline one has your frigates, and then the support one will have your submarines or whatever.
Yeah, this Russian one's good because you get the main named ship, and then the other two thingies you've got your options for. So you can switch it out to another aircraft carrier or other few bits. Like it a lot. Still haven't played the bloody game. My Russian fleet is ridiculously big. A bit like
my penis. Why are we not seeing a lot of battle reports of dystopian wars? Global pandemic. I'm going to say it's because of the global pandemic. I mean, I could be wrong, but, we haven't seen a lot of anything for the last year.
Parker was meant to do you a how to play video.
Yeah, but
what?
And that was the end of the sentence.
Oh, yeah. But never
I didn't.
I mean, I'm sure at some point we will do a battle report when Parker lowers his standards and decides to come back over. Hopefully on Monday the 17th of May.
Because it's your birthday and you want stuff.
I'm having an open door policy, and it's going to be a beer day, and I might play games.
No, do not blame them to... No, I'm not trying to blame them, but it has been like a year of no one's played anything. Like, I don't think it's, people haven't played this game or people haven't played that game. I think it's just... Yeah, and lockdowns and stuff, yeah. It is just that thing, isn't it? Like, it has been a thing.
I mean, you lot are lucky that we've managed to get hold of 2 video cameras, so Parker can do you stuff and I can do stuff still, and you still get, just as much content out of us. Just means Parker occasionally has to do some real work.
Which I'm not okay with.
Well, unlucky. That's code for get another video sorted.
I'm doing stuff.
I mean, I've got a video to go up, which is Stargrave. Tomorrow we're filming part 2 of Symbaroum. Fucked. So fucked. Especially
for people,
wizard boy. I'm a wizard. How many spells you got?
1.
1.
I'm hoping to learn a second one at some point in the...
If you can get through tomorrow's session, you're guaranteed at least a minimum of 14 experience points.
Ooh.
And depending on how much effort you put into the game, depends on when I might bump that up. And I think the maximum I'm going to go to is about 20 for this mission.
So 14 then.
For you, probably about 12.
Hey, we've been good. So for people who don't know what Symbaroum is, what is it?
It's a very difficult word to pronounce.
Ooh,
It's
a
role-playing game set in a dark fantasy world kind of thing.
It is, yeah, very kind of... It's got essences of things like Moortime, essences of Cthulhu, essences of Earthdawn, yeah.
But I think it's nastier.
Very kind of...
Parky's been uploading heaps on his OnlyFans site. You devil! Oh! How many fans you got on that, Parker? 1. Your mum doesn't count.
It doesn't do minus. There's not a minus on the thing. It doesn't. Yeah, less than this many fans.
So if none of you have seen the first video for Symbaroum, it's quite good. We got Parker's a wizard, Nick is a ranger, Steve is a knight, and John is a sellsword warrior. and my God, are they crap.
Hey, we're starting characters. You're supposed to be crap when you start characters.
That is true. We've done a couple of combats in it, and none of you got hit. So that makes me think you're all fudging the dice rolls.
No, I think the problem is if you get hit, you go down. Like, the amount of damage. Like, when you're looking at a D8 and you've got 10 damage, like, I've got 10 hit points. How many damage do I do? D12. Oh, fuck.
But then you've got armour. You've got your armour roll, which you can do on top of that. So Parker's OnlyFans site was down because of lockdown restrictions.
True. Didn't have all my usual tools over.
If you get critical, you can do extra damage. And if you've got abilities, they can sometimes bump up extra damage dice as well. Ted, come away from that. So, you can get smashed down really quickly. You have got some healing though, haven't you, Parky?
Not magic, but I can create alchemical healing doodads. Pardon me.
So, when you do get to spend some experience points, Parky, what's your plan?
Well, this is it, because I need... When you're putting this thing up, you need more experience.
It's 20 to go from novice to adept.
Yeah.
And it's 30 to go from adept to master. But it's 10 to get something new. Something borrowed, something blue. Like Parker's OnlyFans site.
Yeah, so I'm debating, do I save and put my... So when you cast magic in the system of Symborum, there's a thing in the world called corruption, and it can affect you badly. Think of it as almost like chaos, in the Warhammer universe, in that, like, you cast a spell and weird things can happen, which aren't good. And at the moment, every time I cast a spell, I'm getting D4 corruption points, and I've got a maximum of 8 I can have before I basically go mental and start getting a bit gribbly. So it's probably worth me saving up to 20 so that I can put my wizardry up so I get less corruption from casting spells.
You'll only be getting 1 point then if you put wizardry up.
Yeah. And you have to have it at that before you can, or not, you don't have to. If I want to put my spells up from novice to advanced, if I don't put my wizardry up first, I get permanent corruption.
Ooh.
So really, you want to put your wizardry up. However, I really want a new spell because new spells are cool. And thinking about the combat we were just in, there's one called Bend Will, where you can basically control someone. So they get less activations or whatever, but you can make them do stuff. So, like, you come across a group of 5 crossbowmen, like we did in the last bit of the adventure, you just go... One of them shoots the other one. Like, how good is that? Like, I really want that.
I was looking at that spell because a lot of NPCs have got it, and that's fucking horrible.
Yeah, horrible. It's really strong. Spell. And then when you have it at novice, you have to roll every turn to see if it continues affecting. But when you get to master, you don't have to roll and stuff like that. But so do I go, as we were talking earlier on? Do I go wide and take a lot of different stuff? Or do I go tall and have a few things I'm really good at? And I don't know yet. I think it depends on when we get to spend XP. If we can spend XP in a new location...
It's between adventures.
Yeah, but if we get to the capital, which I'm assuming we might... Well, if we're in the middle of nowhere, I can't learn a new spell in the middle of nowhere, can I?
No. I mean, why the hell do you want to go to the capital? No, you want to go to Thistlehold. That's where you want to go. That's where all the stuff is.
Well, I'm sure we'll end up there.
I'm very sure you're going to end up there.
Okay.
I would bet money on it that you're going to end up there.
Pete Stead enjoyed the first part. John, fight first, talk later was amusing. Yeah. Good times.
No. Oh, it's a great big wolf. What are you to do? Charge. Oh, John, our murder hobo strikes again. He's already worked out that he wants Impetuous or Nightmares, I'm saying, go for Impetuous.
Yeah.
But, he's meant to be he's meant to be like, was he 30, 40 years old? Should you be running into all these fights? But I look at his stats and I look at the abilities he's got like 20 hit points.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, you're going to take 2 hits to put down.
I know, right?
It's good stuff. They're,
I think we're a nice little group, actually. We've got enough difference that we've all got our own opinions on things, but we're also of the same, like, sometimes you have a group and they're all so different that you think, what are these people doing together? And I think I could see us together, as a group long term, but still have opinions and interesting discussion between characters.
Yeah, like, should we have killed that wolf that suddenly turned into an elf? And when John says, right, I'm going to go bury her, you're sitting there going, oh, she had a really nice armband. How deep are you burying her? What the hell were you thinking?
It was just a thought.
Yeah, so the thought was you said it out loud and everyone just went, what?
Maybe you shouldn't have. Yeah, like the day before we were looting bodies.
Yeah, well, that's not my fault.
Once you put a bit of dirt on them, then you're not allowed to touch them again. Well, hang on a minute. Like from a wizard, wizards in this game are very like almost mathematical. Like it's not just, oh, I'm a wizard with magic powers. It's like, no, things are yes or no. They're pragmatic.
It's all about knowledge for a wizard. Yeah. Afternoon, Mike. Yes, it's all about the knowledge of it. So,
yeah, like
how deep did you dig it? How deep did you bury her?
I'm not going to cast necromancy and bring her back to life or anything. I'm just wondering if she was. You should really watch it, everyone who's following up here. Go and look at Symborum and watch our first video. It was a really good. I thought
it was a really good intro. Really good intro. It'll be interesting to see where the rest of the sessions go. Because I've got a lot of stuff. I'm a wizard! Run away!
I should have called myself Aldrich, shouldn't I? Really?
No, that's not a very Ambrian name.
No, it's true.
But yeah, it's got, everyone's got all their character names right. They've done some research on it. It's all very, very good. I'm actually very, very impressed with you. Oh, here we go. The thing I love about your RPG sessions is how much fun you seem to have and not take it too seriously. Fucking hell, it's a game. Why would we take it seriously? I mean, we do take some of the darker stuff seriously, but then if you're doing a really dark campaign, you do need to just put in some humorous moments, or else your whole fucking group are going to go, I don't want to play this anymore.
Oh, yeah. You want that gallows humour, if you like, don't you?
Yeah.
And I think as well, certain systems lend themselves to it as well, like.
Oh, Ice Wolf. Why did you not loot her before you buried her? Oh!
I would have, but I didn't have a chance. John was already off burying her when I was like thinking about stuff. We were having a conversation, and then it was like, all right, she's buried now, and we're like, well, hang on a minute, I didn't even get to pat her down.
Pat her down? She only had a very, very thin woolen... pervy.
It was that armband I was most curious about, because that seemed to keep with her when she changed.
Well...
Loot. But no, it's... I like that when you're playing a character and you kind of... I might not do that, but the character would. I know what they would do, and I know how they would. I really like when you connect with the character enough that you know how they would react in most situations.
Yeah.
That's really when you know that you've got a character that you're going to enjoy playing in the future.
Yeah. As I said, I think it's a good mix of characters. You're all a good mix of personalities anyway. So it should be interesting to see where... I have no idea where this is going to go, to be brutally honest. To see where you're going to go with it. More importantly,
in theory, we're going to end up at Thistle, whatever it's called, Thistlehold, and then
into the woods. Into the woods, because that's all part of it. Is the whole fact that the Dakovar forest is full of all the ancient relics from the past, and Ambrians and wizards, you're all about knowledge and bettering yourselves and getting rich and getting, the best that we can get. So what better place to be than the wood?
Krios has made it. Krios, the god, has said we need to get what we can from the earth and make ourselves better, and hopefully this god will be reborn.
God, he's a very naughty boy.
But I like that. I like that there's ideological reasons for doing it rather than just, I want money.
Yeah, it's going really well. I spent the first week beforehand, as usual, because of my brain and everything, of panicking like fuck and going utterly apeshit about it, and almost getting to the point where it was getting to Saturday night. I'm like, I'm going to cancel it. I just no, fuck off. Don't want to know. And then I'm like, no, I'm going to do it. The only reason Parky's wizard didn't raise her was because he didn't know the spell.
I object strongly, despite the accuracy of that statement.
No.
No, I don't think wizards are allowed to take necromancy. I think you have to be a witch or a demologist or whatever. Sorcerer.
And they're a bunch of nut jobs because they embrace the corruption. You don't want to embrace that corruption. Oh, Grant, she'd already raised him. She was a dirty great wolf trying to kill everybody.
She wasn't. She didn't try to kill everyone yet.
No, it didn't stop your lot fucking piling in to kill her, though, did it?
No, right. So for anyone who didn't watch it and doesn't mind about
what makes
spoilers,
me chuckle is everyone's going, oh, John, I think, didn't Steve have the killing blow?
Oh, yeah, once John was in, everyone else joined in as well. I think I was the only person who didn't do any actual combat.
Yeah, I don't think Nick shot.
No, he shot one of the other wolves who was coming out. Yeah, we walked in on this group of
wolves.
Yeah, so we walked in this group of wolves with a big, like a dire wolf, effectively, 6 foot at the shoulder, and this wolf was growling, and these people were like standing off, but there wasn't any combat. So we kind of like, oh, something's up here. It's not an obvious she's not about to kill them because she would have killed them already. Like what's the deal? And then John just went, oh! But I think we all figured that there was something going on. Me and Nick definitely were like, hang on a minute, there's something up there.
I just love the bit right at the end when she's dead, she's hit the floor, and then she's transformed back into an elf, and you all stand over her going, oh. Madge.
Oh dear.
You were like, your faces were all like, you and Nick sort of gave each other a sidelong glance and sort of, and John and Steve were like, we're fucked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Leroy Jenkins, pretty much Leroy Jenkins. Totally.
Leroy Jenkins! Yeah, that's basically
That's John.
A little dance at the end, that's exactly what John was like. I don't know what the hell he was. At least she was a she-wolf and not a boy-wolf. Ooh.
Mm. Yeah. Whether floats your proverbial.
Yeah.
Not a nice wolf.
Yeah. It's going to get really interesting. So make sure you guys have watched the first part to prep
the
yourself
next one will probably go up
for
like
the
Tuesday or something.
That's going to come tomorrow from them.
Don't know about
that. Yeah.
We'll see. It is good though to have a game that's so so as we were talking earlier about depth and width, some games are so wide that you can't know a lot of what's going on, whereas this is kind of a bit narrower. Like you're going to go here, it's not like on rails or anything, but you kind of like, this is kind of where we're going and this is how things are going to develop. So it gives you a place to put your brain and go, right, this is like it's not just like, right, you're a dude in space. What kind of dude? Whatever dude you want. All right, what kind of planet? Well, you're just in space. Like, some are so broad, uncover so much stuff that you kind of get a bit lost. Whereas this, I know the feeling of the game. I know how it's going to go and how it's going to, not how it's going to finish, but like...
Yes! Depth and width, just like my Winky. Ahoy, hoy, Gregory!
Ahoy, hoy to Gumball City. If she wasn't wearing a mask, it was her own fault when people were attacking her. Oh, yes. Right, we've got some questions from the previous live stream, but I desperately need to pee again because I've got a bladder the size of a small child.
Go on, you go pee first, Parky.
I'll go first, you entertain them, and then...
I've got to entertain them. I'm gonna... Oh, Tommy Fields! Tommy of the Fields has arrived. Ahoy, hoy, sir! Merry syphilis to ya. I've no idea what that's all about. But Parker has just gone for a quick wee-wee break because he has the bladder of a tiny, tiny goldfish. Until he's ripping up the paper over there. He's a little bugger. So yeah, if you haven't watched our that roleplay video for Zimbaran, please go check it out. Failing that, go check out all the other role-playing stuff we did as well. Like the Warhammer stuff with the pirate stuff was a lot of fun. Especially seeing Parky get cock-blocked. Think we must pay a new webcam for... Yeah, no, there is a... He has got a extra camera he can take with him to the toilet, but you're not going to see anything, because if it does a down view, you're just going to see his belly, and it will look like his belly button's having a wee. I've thought about that way too much, haven't I? I know. You can learn a thing on PC games. Just place a big bottle under the desk, Park. That's what I keep telling him. I said, piss in a bucket. Just piss in a bucket. You know, failing that, he's got a pint glass there that he's emptying. Well, he can fill it back up, can't he? And as he drinks it so quickly and it goes through so quickly, it's just going to still be Stella. Just slightly wee flavoured, so he can just neck that. Oh, hello! Hello, wizard!
A continuous infinite tube.
Yeah, you could be like a human centipede on your own.
The human... Oh,
amoeba.
What are they called? Not pill bugs. Wood louse. Because they roll up into a ball. A woodlice, yeah, they roll up into a... Just...
Yeah, depth and width. Good to know I show up with the proper timing in the discussion. Yeah, depth and width. Right, I'm going to go empty my small bladder of a goldfish. Parker, you can entertain, and then we'll do the Parker peed.
Parker peed. That sounds worse than it should.
Parky peed.
Yeah, I think it's the big belly. I've been putting on some serious lockdown weight. Not that I was slim to begin with, but yeah, just putting some pressure on my tiny bladder. Because you all want to hear about that, right? So, another thing we're playing, well, Straw's played, I haven't played it yet, is Marvel Crisis Protocol. Painted Hela. I'm in the middle of painting Loki. Rightful heir of the Asgardian throne. But he is going to get you. That was a great advert. But I haven't played it yet. Straw says it's really good. I was surprised when he ended up playing it, but I'm glad he did because, I wanted to play Marvel Crisis Protocol. It looks like a lot of fun. Does anyone else out there play it? Do they not care about superheroes? I've always thought of an obnoxious team of Captain America, Amazing Spider-Man, assuming he's in Avengers, Deadpool, who's in Avengers, and then Loki as a side extra dude, and just be completely obnoxious. How about Jonathan Nautilus? Did you finish the paint? I have not. I did him for the video and put him together, but I haven't painted him, I'm afraid. I do need to get down and look in.
Yellow and pink and green, orange and purple and blue. Oh, I can fart a rainbow, fart a rainbow, fart a rainbow poo. Ooh, hello.
I thought they were the colours of your penis.
No, that's just the sores on them, not the penis itself.
Ah, right. Okay. Good times.
No, you don't want to play Marvel Crisis Protocol, Parky. It's a sad game for wankers.
Then that sounds exactly the sort of game that I should be playing, right?
No, Mark Berracloth. The Deadpool mini looks like a knob cheese. I fucking detest him.
I think it looks cool. I'm not going to have it like that. I'm just going to replace. So when I 1 moment. Where is it? So I don't know whether you'll be able to see this on the YouTubes and whatnot. When I got Ant-Man,
Piss off, Wayne Wilkinson. You buy me Deadpool, I will stab you in the face.
I took Ant-Man off his rock thing.
Yeah.
And I just put him on the base next to a little ant.
Where'd you get the ant from?
Crooked Dice, who do 7TV, that game that we play all the time.
That looks really good, Park. What, 7TV? I think I've heard. Jane said she'll sell that for you.
Yeah, I bet. So I took him off
cool.
I took him off the rock that he comes on because I wanted him to look even smaller. But I've still got the rock, so I'm going to use the rock. I'm going to put Deadpool on the rock instead of that stupid rocket that he's flying around on.
If you can smell what the rock is cooking, then
you're probably in or near the rock's houses.
You're probably in his kitchen.
So yeah, I think he's a cool mini with his swords out, but I don't like the rocket. I don't like the whoosh. It's not my bag. I can see why they did it. I think, clearly it's representative of the character, but I just want a dude with some swords. That's it.
No, I am not a fan. Not a fan of. I'm not a fan of Deadpool. I'm not a fan of the character. I'm not a fan of the miniature. I'm certainly not a fan of the actor. And I'm not a fan of the fact that these Americans have now come over here and bought English football clubs. But that's just me being a pissy bastard. Frankie, if you don't fuck off with that.
Frank, come here.
Keeps dropping a Kong all over my legs.
Come here, I'll do it for you.
Right then, Parky.
Come here. Bring it.
Questions. So, we've got a question from the last Mumble. For the next Mumble from Kevin Smallwood. Ahoy, hoy, Kevin, if you're watching this now or in the future, not in the past, unless you've got a time machine. For the next Mumble, any new Kickstarters that you've invested in or look worthwhile investing in?
Me and Grant were discussing this earlier. There's one out, Dungeons and Lasers.
Right. I don't know what it is.
It's scenery. It's floor tiles and walls and stuff.
All right.
And miniatures. I tell you what, it looks really, really good.
Dungeons and Lasers.
Dungeons and Lasers. Yeah.
I'll have a look later.
Quick interconnecting pieces of scenery and everything. And it just looks very, very good.
Because I only will use it for all that Dungeons and Dragons that you play, right?
No, I'm thinking more for all the zombie stuff. Fuck off, Parky. For other stuff, twat. There's a science fiction version as well, which is really.
Oh, nice.
Will you?
Is it? Was it like resin or plastic, or was it MDF or what?
It's not MDF. I think it's plastic. Loads of. It's one of those things. Those loads of add-ons, which annoy me, but there's a lot of good stuff there. Oh, the second Bellboy board game Kickstarter's just ended. And I don't care. I think you were right the first time, Ed. You don't mean Hellboy, you do mean Bellboy. Yeah, hard plastic.
I was like, what the hell is Bellboy? Oh, right, okay.
Another character I absolutely despise. Ahoy, hoy, Mr. Eric. Oh, you've been lurking, have you?
Yes.
Haven't been sucked into... into Crisis Protocol yet. But liking the look of She-Hulk, she's an awesome model. She really is one of my favourite models in that.
They've been really smart business-wise to say you can just use anything with anything.
Bastards.
Just, oh no, you don't have to get into a faction. You just buy some stuff and play the game. Oh, okay. And then, of course, it's Asmodee, AMG, Fantasy Flight. So like, oh, we've got this card in this other box that you might want. I'm not buying the box for a card. Oh, I've bought a box for a card, apparently.
Oh, I just bought it for an extra token. Oh, I mean,
Boom.
it's clever. It really is clever marketing. I hate
But also, I mean, it is, who doesn't want to do X-Men versus Avengers or whatever? Like, that's cool, right? It's just cool stuff.
Well, I'm not touching X-Men because I don't like them. And I fucking hate Magneto. Wanker.
He's a big boy. Oh,
Yeah.
and you'll love the new Scarlet Witch. She looks so nasty.
I don't care, man. I've got Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen. That's all I need. I win games with... Will you sod off?
Have you waiting for any Kickstarters at the moment?
Bringing me this Jane's butt plug over. And
She loves you.
It's full of carrot and peanut butter and it's all sticky on the outside and she keeps dropping it on me. Just take it away. Give it back to mummy. She's obviously dropped it.
Loves you.
But no, with the new Spider-Man coming out as well. Oh, my Spider Gang are going to be so fucking awesome.
I've definitely ordered him.
Who?
He is. The new Spider-Man. He's so good.
Yeah.
Great model. I love So I didn't know. So if you go onto the Atomic Mass Games website, you look at the gallery, you can get 3D spins of the models. And that radio tower he's on, it's got DB with a little Daily Bugle sign on the back. You can't see when you see it in the pictures. I'm like, oh, it's so good.
I don't like the explosion though.
Ready, Franks?
I'm sure you'll be able to snip bits off or whatever.
Well, I've got a contact that can print me some stuff, so I might just get a different version. I will still get that one for the card and everything, but I might just get a different version of him.
I like him.
I've got a couple of...
Spider-Man was always one of my favourites growing up. Like, he was one of my... Because he's just so cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, me being called Parker, I had to like a superhero called Parker.
Shouldn't you have had like the Penguin or something?
Because I look like the Penguin?
No,
how very
you're
dare.
just short and you wobble when you walk.
I don't dress as well as him.
There is that.
Have you got any Kickstarters that you're waiting for at the minute?
No,
Speaking of
Day Night Z turned up after about 3 years.
Nice.
I'm still waiting for the first box of those bloody miniatures. That company that did those box of miniatures, I can't remember what they were called.
Might need to narrow it down.
Well, yeah, thanks for that. But it's like 180 odd bloody figures in it, blah blah blah.
Was it Reaper Bones or something like that?
No, I can't remember. But it's on its way. But I think we're looking at June or something. No idea.
The only thing I'm waiting for, I think, is the. I keep wanting to call it Finding Nemo, but it's not Finding Nemo. It's something else. Nemo's War.
Yeah.
That's it. I've got an expansion for that coming. That's about it.
Dice Splice.
Oh, from the people who made Pirates of Penguin.
Yeah.
Arr!
Apart from that, I don't think there is anything I'm waiting for. I'm trying to think if I've actually put any money out towards any new ones, and I don't think I have.
Obviously, I say obviously, but
all the news. I thought about all the new Steamforged Kickstarters, and then thought, fuck off.
Obviously, you've done a lot of more Kickstarters than I have. But are you feeling like a bit of Kickstarter fatigue? Like, yeah, all right, like how many more big boxes of board games with toy soldiers do you really need?
All of them.
Like, you need another Zombicide.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't bother with Zombicide 2nd edition. I like the figures better, but I can't be arsed with the rest of the game. But no, I don't think I have. Oh no, I did go in for the. I buckled in the end. I buckled. Oh, woe is me, I buckled. For the Zombicide Western one.
Oh, you did you?
Yeah,
nice.
just because I want the miniatures. I want all the minis so I can use them in last days of the zombie apocalypse timelines. So I can do the zombie stuff with that. But other than you waiting for that for too many, are you, Eric? Well, more money than sense then, sir. You know, if you've got all this extra money you're wasting on Kickstarters, you could be buying dice from the Scrapyard Org. You should be buying great big presents for the Battlehammer. No, I haven't. Questions?
Yep, that was a quick start one. Paul Ridgeon says, thanks to you two yahoos and your The Others footage, I picked up the game and a few expansions, but I haven't had the chance to play. More videos? And you put, Mwah! Yes, I'm sure there will be at some point. I like The Others a lot.
It's a good little game.
Just because I like being evil.
It's a good little game. No, that's one I missed out on, was the last Barrels and Badgers Kickstarter.
I didn't even know they took one recently.
Yeah. Problem is, I've got all the other stuff from all the other Kickstarters that I've still got to get started with. You know, they're all sprayed and everything, but I've got to start painting them. And it's just, again, it's finding time to paint them, because at the moment I'm only painting stuff that I'm going to use in videos at the moment.
Like 10 minutes, wasn't it? Like an army, 3,000 point 40k army, done. You think the paint stuff? I saw that picture that you did of the MCP stuff, and it was like in the morning you primed them, and by the evening they were all painted. Unless you're doing some weird timey-wimey stuff, I was like, dude, how are you fucking doing it?
Easy, mate. I get them video ready.
Yeah.
I don't need them to win competitions. I don't need them to look sparklingly beautiful. I just need them coloured, basic, and then once I've played games with them, and if I enjoyed the game with that figure, I will go back and then tart it up.
So then they have to roll high for you, because if they don't, they should be discarded and thrown away. So
and
it's their
sold
fault.
by Jane. So at the moment, all the Spider-Men are okay. They're all safe. The minute I try a different faction, could be interesting.
That's one of the things that we were talking about, the Scarlet Witch. I'm really liking the direction that they're going with the faction, because now we've seen a lot of stuff released. Brotherhood, for example, you can have Magneto and Scarlet Witch as two really big, high threat, heavy damage, or you can go Mystique, Quicksilver, Toad, and have like more of an objective thing. And I really like the opportunity to play any game, whether it be MCP or whatever, and you can have more than one option in your faction.
Fuck off, Grant. Spider-Gwen needs to be thrown away. Fuck off. Fuck off.
Does he want me to sell it?
No, you're not selling my Spider-Gwen. She's awesome. I've seen a couple of alternate sculpts that resin printing. I'm like, yeah, I might be getting one of them. One was where she's like hanging on from a lamppost, and one is where she's sort of squatting and she's like taking her mask half off. I'm like,
I didn't realise. So I was listening to, I think it's called Fury's Finest. Yeah, Fury's Finest, the podcast, and they talk about some of the characters and what they do in game, and they also give you a bit of a lore about them as well. And it turns out that she is. So Gwen Stacy died in the Marvel 616 main timeline. She's from another timeline where instead of Peter Parker getting bitten by a spider, she did. Yeah. So now she's Spider-Gwen. Yeah. But she's actually now, because everyone knows who she is in her own timeline because her secret identity came out, she now transports through dimensions to the main 616 timeline, where she now knows Peter Parker Spider-Man and goes to university there, where she doesn't get bothered by people. I was like, that's so cool. Yeah. That is wicked cool.
Grant said he'll buy it from Jane and then burn it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
When are you planning a Battlehammer Kickstarter? What the hell would we kickstart? Parker's life? That's not going to happen.
How very dare you be accurate in your description?
I've completely forgotten where I was then.
Battlehammer Kickstarter.
Oh yeah, Battlehammer Kickstarter. What the hell would we do?
Open system.
I don't know. Kick us in the balls for every £1,000 donated to the Kickstarter. You can kick us in the balls.
Beer bottle holders. Yeah. I'd prefer the kick Parker in the balls though. I'd do that for every £1. Own RPG. Writing RPGs is a lot of work. I've done it before. It's like,
the thing, isn't it?
hard work.
We are neither motivated nor talented. Unfortunately,
no, we are talentless.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh-wee. No.
Okay, so we've got a selection of questions from Ed.
Wait! Shut up.
Because Ed is awesome and he loves us. So, remember I asked a while back about starter booze? ? Turns out the baby quite enjoys a bit of Guinness. Let me suck a drop. Let me have a smidge while we watched the rugby. Kept coming back for more. I mean, yeah.
Not at that age. My God, you're supposed to be a responsible parent, and you're giving your baby Guinness whilst watching the rugby. Two things in that are wrong. Guinness, rugby.
Yeah.
A game played by men with odd-shaped balls. It's just wrong.
No, I think babies have got... It's like the reason that kids like sugar, because their taste buds aren't as developed as they could be. So they like things like Guinness and stuff because it's strong.
Just give the kid mead. Job done.
It's true. Is that Frankel's?
Frankie's here. Ted and Tilly are about to start fighting over there. Shut up!
Question 1 from Ed. Are there any games designers you love who you get excited about when they announce a new game? For me, it's probably Jamie Stegmaier and Joseph McCulloch. I don't know enough about the people behind the games to say, like, oh, I like that. Like, I know Jamie Stegmaier, obviously, it's my games. I've got Euphoria. I know he did he is the company that did Wingspan, Tapestry, and some other stuff. But I don't know enough about the people who make the games to go, oh, I like this guy, like as a celebrity chef or whatever.
You had to bring food into it, didn't you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No. Next.
You said you want to be in Wild West Exodus. What would your model look like? What pose would it be in? What faction would you be Thor? There's probably somewhere on the... I don't know exactly where it's going to be, but there is a Battlehammer role-playing game, and I want that guy as my character. A bowler hat-wearing, suitcase-carrying enlightened dude who's actually part of the Secret Service, but they don't know. And when he puts his suitcase down, it transforms into an attack dog.
Oh, God, that's right. I forgot about that, yeah.
I forgot his name, but him.
We filmed that as well, didn't we? Yeah.
It should be somewhere on the thing, but I don't know.
It's there somewhere.
It's going to be findable.
I could not even think of answering that one. We'd be like a special edition set. We'd be like two grubby hobo miners, wouldn't we?
Yes.
We'd be sitting there like in our long johns, hats on the piss, sitting there outside of our mine drinking moonshine.
Yeah.
You know, it does not get much more accurate than that, I think.
Like a limited edition objective token or something like that. You can use it in any faction, but it doesn't, it costs you 0 points and it's basically not worth having, like civilian type. Yep, you can sit there, score some victory points just for sitting there and shouting obscenities at the rest of the thing.
Yeah, we're not saying that's what War Cradle should be doing.
But
it definitely
limited
is.
it.
The Straw and Parker Battlehammer Special Objective Wild West Exodus, where they're two dirty hobo miners sitting there in their shreddies drinking beer.
Yeah, two dudes on a like a little box of something, box of booze on a big bass, just like.
I mean, you got Calamity Jane doing her thing with the beer. You could have us like. Yeah, that'd be us.
I agree.
It's a great idea. I like that.
Right. 3 from Ed. Love the return of their goal, not our goal, last mumble. The catchphrase.
Lazio!
The catchphrases and silly songs are part of why you're so fun to watch. Thank you, Ed. Any of your little songs tend to earworms or annoyed you? Oh. 1 point of damage.
It's only 1 point of damage. It's only 1 point of damage.
Yeah, that gets me every now and again. Like we did it in Symborum, I think. You took 1 point of damage, and it's like it totally takes you out. You're in this kind of gnarly. Oh, you've taken 1 point. 1 point of damage, and it shouldn't, but it really does. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 dudes
Love
on
it.
cup. No. No.
Depends on the size of the cup, doesn't it?
Well, I've had to spend the nights with you before, Parker. That'd have to be a fucking big cup. Preferably big enough so I can put your head in it and fucking hit it with a stick.
How very dare you? Tell us about a terrain piece that you've made that you're proud of. Straw?
No. I don't make terrain pieces. I buy the bloody things. When have I got time to be making scenery these days?
I know a piece of terrain you must be proud of. The Necromunda board from the shop.
I didn't make it. I just painted it.
Yeah, but you must have some sort of,
Yes, there will always be a little part of my warm, cold, dead heart, knowing that I did that, and it came out really nicely. Yeah, and I also did the Wexodus bits for them down there as well. I was pleased with them, but nothing I've actually made for myself and stuff like that.
Well, then all of you've got a whole, boxes and boxes of terrain of yours, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you like terrain, just go look at. Well, it's not up yet, but the Stargrave video. Look at the scenery for that. I was really pleased the way that came out. And I got lots and lots and lots of good comments on it. You don't need bloody big buildings to play Spider-Man. You just run away really quickly.
Go Web, go.
Go Web, go. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Look out! Oh, there's Spider-Man.
Shut up.
Okay. Like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. By the way, did you hear of Mars Code Aurora? No, next stupid question. Was a new French rule edited by Tomahawk Studio? I don't know who they are either. They're probably French. And if they're French, they can get back in their own fucking waters and leave our fish alone.
Question 5 from Ed. Took the wee one out to see some farm animals today. What's your favourite farm animal?
Depends if I can eat it or not.
I think pig, because you can eat most of. You can use as much of it as possible for eating. As a former butcher,
here we go.
No. I'm just going to say, like, a pig is the right size to butcher as much as you can. Like, like you'd get a side of pork and you'd break it down into chops or, hocks and shoulder and steaks and like it's really nice to work around. Whereas like a cow, you'd get maybe a leg or maybe a a bunch of top sides or maybe a four rib, and it's kind of like it's not as interesting to interact with.
I like the way Parker has completely changed that away from what's your favourite farm animal, because we all know it's cock.
I do enjoy a male chicken.
It's all about the cock. Or a cow. No. More of a horse, isn't it, Parky?
Yeah. Favourite farm animal, Parker? I mean, yeah, I could be a farm animal. I do live in my own filth.
Oh, but if we butchered you, we wouldn't get much off you, would we?
You'd have to render me down for fat. That's all you'd get.
We could
It'd be like when
turn you into glue.
Yeah. It'd be like when you cook a waterfowl, like a duck or a goose, and then you just end up with like a bucket of fat in the bottom of the pan, just like, that'd be me. At least that'd be nice and moist. Oh yeah. Have a favourite farm animal, Straw?
Pardon?
Do you have a favourite farm animal?
I'm going to ask a counter question.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck would I have a favourite farm animal? I'm just saying. What sort of question is that? I mean, we're meant to be, you're meant to be asking sensible questions, gaming questions. You're just lowering your fucking standards by going, "Oh, what's your favourite farm animal?" Why would I want a favourite? No.
What's your favourite dinosaur then? What's your favourite dinosaur?
What's the matter? They're all dead. Well, apart from that one I've ended up married to.
Bonk. Waiting for the thing flying across the screen and bonking off your head. A knife.
No! Oh, Jane, stop beating me with a bottle!
That's later.
Oh, promises. Ooh, I might just be getting it erect. Oh, sorry. Moist Parker on toast.
Okay, last one from Ed. How do you feel about the whole Cursed City debacle? Removed from store, no plans for any more print runs or any support going forward. I don't really know exactly what happened. We did hear from someone that they have just gone, Cursed City, and moved it to one side and pretended it didn't happen. I don't know the details as to why. I vaguely heard someone in a chat said it was something to do with maybe copyright something, but I don't know.
From their own stuff?
It would be a shame if it just stopped, because I really liked what they did with Blackstone Fortress and kind of creating expansions and stuff. I'd like to see that happen with this.
Artwork, apparently. What artwork?
Oh, intellectual property. That's a shame.
That'll be interesting.
There is a certain amount of irony saying that
Go away.
GW have got screwed over for IP instead of the other way round.
Come on, they tried to copyright the word Space Marine, didn't they?
Yeah.
Right, come in.
Desperately waiting to see if anything else is going to go up. Is it just artwork? Oh, but then again, it's Grant. He can't type fast because he's only got 2 fingers.
Oh, use someone's artwork
without permission. Oh, wow.
You'd think from GW's point of view, they just go, oh, what was that? You're complaining about something? Here, have some money.
Well,
and make it go on.
Hold on. Now, that's what I don't understand, because if it's... if it's artwork, then it's probably Games Workshop artists, so that shouldn't be an issue. But if it's to do with post-Brexit tariffs on the printed stuff coming from China, that's possible.
Yeah. Who knew that would have negative effects on our lives?
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Even the European Union would have some sort of...
Don't get me started. No. No, I'm kicking off of politics because everyone out there is fucking stupid.
I mean, yes. Speaking as a human, I agree that,
let's
yes.
vote for people that are really good at killing everyone and leaving people on the fucking streets. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If the numbers go down and who's missing, you'll know who they were.
Well, I like to think if people are watching us, they're not bloody twatty Conservative voters. 22, 21, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 14. You're all cunts. You're all cunts.
The Americans and the French are probably okay.
Well, yeah, I don't know how that works in
Well, they don't vote.
in foreign lands.
Well, they're not voting for Boris, so...
Yeah. So was that last question, was it?
That's the last question from Ed. We've got one more from Peter, and I'm probably going to butcher this surname. Manhout? Manhoot? I'm not sure. But for the next mumble, should there be less stereotyping in miniature design? I'm going to take this, and I'm going to say the short answer is yes, of course there should.
Yes. Not enough photocopiers.
I mean, yeah. There should be. I can see, however, that stereotypes and, in another way of putting it, archetypes become like when a dude's only 25 mil tall. You know, you need to see who that is on a table and go like, oh, that's this guy or that's this wizard or, you know. Yes, of course we should have less stereotyping. We should have more interesting diversity and all that kind of stuff in miniature design, but when you're putting a dude on a table and you're seeing him at arm's reach, you need to go, oh, that's my wizard and that's my this guy and that's my that guy.
At the end of the day, all that is a representation of something. You know, you could have a small bloody block of wood square there, but then it's what's in here and in here that you should be using, not a physical representation.
That's a good point.
Of course, it's a bloody good point. I made it.
There's a video that went up the other day from a YouTuber called Lila May who was talking about female sexuality in miniatures. Like when you see a lot of miniatures, they're all, you know, chainmail bazookas and whatnot.
Boy,
and it's like,
we've all, even us older pervert gamers have grown out of that.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But I think that you can see how these things feed on themselves, like. But is it like also if you're looking at in reality, a woman in plate mail is going to look the same as a dude in plate mail.
A woman in a chainmail bikini is going to get cut to fucking ribbons.
But if you're looking at a miniature on a table and you want to know who, for whatever reason, who the women and the men are, well, it makes sense that you would make them recognisable. Obviously, we've gone too far one way. I'm not saying it's correct, but we do what we do.
I can't turn my mic up. It's a bloody thing. Turn your fucking computer up, bellend. Yes.
When you sit too far back.
I'm looking at my mic line. Well, they're deaf. Deaf, I say.
No, just move forward.
Sprickensy, what's not?
Sprickensy noise.
But yeah, there should be less stereotyping. I can see what happens. I think that hopefully we're moving on from these tropes that have become kind of specific. But it's hard. You have to accentuate details, which then can in turn look like stereotypes. You know what I mean?
Sorry. If I turn it up, then Park will hurt my ears. Welcome to my fucking world. Oh, Dirk, whatever. Hashtag straw. Speak for yourself. I'm not done perving on busty female minis.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
At least he's truthful. At least he's truthful. These days, there are far too many people that tiptoe around everything because they don't want to upset anyone. And yeah, I can understand that. But at the end of the day, if I say anything that someone gets offended by, you know what? Tough. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, but is that you just? I'm just being devil's advocate. But is that you not, like, if I'm offended by a thing that you say, whose fault is that? Is that your fault for saying the thing, or is it my fault for being offended? Well, it's probably somewhere in the middle. Do you know what I mean? Like, most of these things are complicated.
Doesn't work like that these days, does it? Someone will instantly go, "Oh, that's offended me," brr, brr, brr. And before you can turn around and say, "Yeah, but I didn't mean it like that. I meant it in this kind of thing." Oh, thank you very much. You didn't throw it at me. Someone's like, and up in. Oh, there you go, Parky. There you go, mate. No, you haven't got your Stella left. Grant drunk it all.
Motherfucker.
Oh, no. I know. He comes round, drinks my beer, plays games, and annoys the shit out of me. Just like you, Parker, but he's funnier.
But also, going on what you were saying about people taking, and I'm paraphrasing, but people taking too much offence at what you said, like I didn't mean it as a joke, not as a thing. But then you've got people like Piers Morgan, who are on the other end of that scale, saying like, I can say whatever I want, and if you take offence, then that's your fault. Is it though? Like, I think there's somewhere in the middle. I think both ends could probably meet somewhere in the middle and just be like, you know what, fuck it, right?
But that will never happen because human beings are a very, very fickle thing.
It's true.
Very, very fickle, you know. I can say something that will offend someone, and yet if I say that same thing to someone else, they'll piss themselves laughing. So now is that me? No, because I'm saying the same thing to two different people. These two people, one reacts to it one way, one reacts to it a different way.
Yeah, context is everything, isn't it? It's who you're talking to at the time you're talking to about it. You know, I think it's...
Thank you, yep. Yeah, it's just... You know, I remember back in the fucking day when we all started playing all these games and everything, you know, we were all considered demon worshippers and cultists, weren't we? You know, oh, you played in role-playing games. Spiritual Sanctus, Christ compels thee, Christ compels thee, Christ compels thee. We're playing a game?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know, this is way too realistic, this conversation. This is not what we're about, but I think every now and again we just need to remind people that the things we say as the Battlehammer, these are our own personal views, our own personal thoughts. And if it does offend any of you, fuck you. Sorry. I am so sorry that you feel offended by it. But then you shouldn't be watching us because you know we might say something that offends you, cunt. And that's just the way it is.
The world is a complicated place full of complicated people.
No, the world is a dirty, great big vagina that needs a great big cock in it. Or it's a salad that needs photocopying.
Maybe. I don't know. Oh, now I'm thinking about the advantages and disadvantages of photocopying salad. Would certain leaves look better whilst photocopied? Like,
depends if you're doing them coloured.
Like, you don't want like a thick core on the leaf that's going to get squished by the photocopier. You know, you want something flat like a rocket.
Right, just stop right there. There you go. Our Swedish mate is just fucking easy. I get stones thrown at me from time to time when I do my cosplay, gaming and such. So yeah, the world is a salad. No, the world isn't a salad, mate. People are cunts. Simple as that. We should all be allowed to do what we want, when we want, within certain parameters, Parky being a pervert and all of that. But just stop it. Yeah, photograph salads taste the same.
That's true. Hammett says that Tom Hanks' first film was about the dangers of D&D leading to Satan worshipping. I didn't know that.
I don't know what the film was. Oh, there we go. Tommy Fields has decided to fucking pipe in just because he's a superstar in a band. What's he say?
By Sealand.
Drink beer, listen to metal and game for the rest of our lives. Metal!
Do you know what Sealand is?
No.
Do you want a picture?
Oh my god, my wife's going to show me a picture of a what waffle? No. A blue waffle?
No. Carry on. I'm talking. Don't wait for me.
No, we're waiting for you now. We all want to see what this blue waffle's about. No, we
I
don't.
don't want to be Straw's deputy PM. I want to be like an advisor, so that way I can kind of just sneak out when I want, not making any particular comments about any actual advisors.
It's a wooden plank on 2 toilet rolls. What the hell's that all about, Tommy? It's 2 toilet rolls on a bit of wood.
People live there. Did.
People live there. Well, maybe they should have stayed there. Caveman Nation. No! No! I hear that a lot from my wife.
That's what she. Oh, that is what she said. Yeah.
Tommy Fields is an utter legend. He's in a great band. Forgotten the name of the band.
Shadow Wraith.
No, I haven't. It's Shadow Wraith. I was listening to this morning. If none of you have checked them out, go check them out.
They were on this morning. That's cool. I wouldn't expect them to be on this morning.
No, I was playing them this.
With Phil and Holly.
And apparently, t-shirts are on the way. So at some point, we should be wearing nice Leap Castle t-shirts. Wah, wah, wah. Parker will just be wearing the same tat he normally wears.
Hello, I'm the wizard.
I say Sabaton. I'm not a fan of. It just doesn't quite get me. I haven't checked out Elliot's new EP from Ailstorm. He's just released an EP that I must go check out. Never want to see a blue waffle again. Never, ever, ever again. I don't think you put enough evers in there, Ed.
Needs more evers.
These are a lot more evers.
I've changed my t-shirt from one to the other and then back again.
I miss Baldrick. Hold on, Parky. Parky, are you ready? Are you ready? I'm going to build this up for you. Ready? In the dark dungeons, a group of adventurers crept forward in the fluttering of the firelights. There was the mighty barbarian Ugg. There was the small little dwarf, and there was someone else, but more importantly, the leader of this band stood behind them all in the shadows, and he was...
Hello! I'm a wizard! Ah, good times.
And then everybody died because the wizard could not be very quiet.
Oh, I do wonder if I've loosely based my wizard in Symborum on Baldrick, and I wonder if, like, you know, now he's like, "Hello, I'm a wizard. Can I help?"
That's because you're at the moment, isn't you?
Yeah. But eventually he'll be, "Hello, I'm a wizard."
I'm here to save you all. Look at my mighty spells. Yes. Yeah, they were good games, and Baldrick was amusing. It's just pure. Right, we're creeping down. We have to go from here. We've got to go through this door. We have to be very quiet. Baldrick.
Hello, I'm a wizard. Shazam!
We're going to creep into this room where there's some sleeping guards. We need you to deal with them, okay? Go!
I will deal with the sleeping guards. Hello! I'm a wizard!
Shazam, motherfuckers!
Oh, good times. Good times.
No, they weren't good times. I would end up with a headache after every session and go, why? But it was funny.
So would I. So would I, but for a very different reason.
But, you know, that's why we do these videos and we play these games. It's not just for our entertainment. It's just occasionally we think we do something funny that other people might actually, you know, like and appreciate. And if they don't, then you're all a bunch of cocksuckers. I mean, then they are a bunch of sucker of large sausages.
You know what I've just noticed, which I feel a bit weird about? So I've got the Battlehammer live stream up, and I'm looking at the chat and stuff, and I'm looking at us in silent. And I've scrolled down a little bit, and I've got, an old Battlehammer video. Yeah, great. Something about something. I've got Beck, loser. It's like one of these recommended things. I'm like, hang on a minute, that's not okay.
Here we go, Parky. Mark Berracloth might have just nailed this one. Maybe the Western version can bring some of that back.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Hello, I'm a wizard.
Hello,
I'm a wizard.
Hello, I'm a blacksmith.
Maybe.
Hello, I'm a... That's a t-shirt I'd buy. Massive letters, maybe a little pointy hat in the middle. Hello, I'm a wizard. Yeah.
Damn the algorithm.
That would be quite amusing.
Right. It's
we all know that a wizard's staff has got a knob on the end. It's normally called Parker. Right.
We've answered questions. We've chatted about stuff. It's 5 o'clock and I'm wearing sunglasses.
It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. It's 5:15. It's Friday. It's time for Cracker Jack.
Cracker Jack. Ooh, I could crush a grape.
Ooh, let's.
Most of the people won't know what you're talking about.
No, of course they won't. But they're all youngsters, and we're going about Cracker Jack, where they give all these kids all these fucking nice toys to hold and then stick some cabbages on them. If they drop them, they're out of the fucking game. Damn well right, cocksuckers.
Greg, the GW thing is 6 o'clock, so we've got an hour before we can eat some food, and then we can go and watch GW release whatever they're doing.
I'm not. Fuck that shit.
I need to
I've got a pirate live stream at 7:30 or 7:45.
Yeah,
I was going to try and stay up for it, but that's probably not going to happen.
No.
There's going to be a big. It's the pirate drinking crew. We're going to have a Zoom thing. I'm like, oh.
Thank you, Ed. Love you.
Oh, Greg Cherry's in California and he's in bed. I hope you're not touching yourself inappropriately.
9 o'clock in the morning.
It's 9 a.m. Oh, that's okay then. He's probably got a morning George.
Oh, shut up.
Well, I'm just saying, you know. Right, that's your fucking lot. We are...
Keep on keeping on, folks. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked it and want to subscribe. If you don't like it, don't want to subscribe, you don't have to like and subscribe, but we would like it if you liked and subscribed. And until next time, stay